What's up everyone, and welcome back to Top 5 Central. Today we're looking at the top 5 craziest broadcast interruptions on live TV. Now this is just going to be like a side episode to our Caught on Live TV series, but I thought you guys would enjoy it, so if you do, make sure to smash the like button. Let's shoot for 10,000 likes on this video, but with that said, let's jump straight into it. Number 5. Okay, so Doctor Who has seen everything from gas mask zombies to giant green monsters, but this broadcast interruption made one episode the scariest of all, especially since the guy responsible was never caught. Like, the show was already famous for making people hide behind their couches, but in 1987, 2 Chicago television stations had their signals hacked. And what replaced the show was more frightening than any Dalek or Cyberman. The hacker showed up dressed as Max Headroom, a fictional British AI TV presenter complete with handmade backgrounds from the character's show. Like, he rambled on for just over a minute and a half in a creepy, distorted voice, laughing and giggling uncontrollably. Most of the references, like the world's greatest newspaper and the TV series Clutch Cargo, are pretty old and hard to understand now, but that doesn't make them any less freaky. Like, even when he's talking about the Headroom endorsing Coca-Cola, the mask and voice make it seem like he's talking about something much darker. And yeah, that's when he ends his broadcast by having an extra spank him with a fly swatter while he laughs, probably scaring every kid to tune in just to watch their favorite show. On the bright side, after seeing that, Doctor Who probably never scared them again.
Of your tribe. That is the only way to learn.
I'll get you a hot drink, miss.
Some dry clothing.
Number 4. What would you do if your evening news was interrupted by an alien overlord? For the south of England in 1977, people had to ask themselves just that, when for just under 10 minutes the news program was interrupted by a being called Rillen who came from outer space. For a while, the interruption just distorted the broadcast, so it would like change the picture color or blur the image, but soon you could hear a strange buzzing noise too. After a while, a deep distorted voice joined the buzzing to give humanity a warning from the Intergalactic Ashtar Galactic Command. The alien voice basically claimed that Earth would have to leave the galaxy if humans couldn't learn to live in peace together, and that they had to quote-unquote lay down their weapons of evil or face the consequences. It warned that the coming age of Aquarius meant humans could evolve into a higher state of being, but only if they rejected money and violence to focus on growing spiritually together. Now, the message might seem like a nice one, but it caused panic throughout the country, and though an investigation was launched, the person responsible was never found. Like, even once the broadcast company revealed the fact that it was a hoax, many refused to believe them, saying instead that they had been contacted by a genuine alien. I mean, especially in 1977, this must have been super weird.
In Australia, Mr. Kerry Packer's cricketers are still pleading by yesterday's High Court decision, which lifted the ban on them playing in Test matches.
This is the voice of Allah, representative of the Ashtar Galactic Command, speaking to you. For many years you have seen us as lights in the stars. We speak to you now to serve the same as we have done to your brothers and sisters all over this, your planet Earth. We come to warn you of the destiny of your race and your world so that you may communicate to your fellow beings the course you must take to avoid the disaster which threatens your world and the beings on other worlds around you.
Number 3. Okay, there aren't many things scarier than aliens and crazy masked men, but depending on where you live, nuclear war could be a very real and scary threat. In 2007, a foreign television station had their signals hacked, resulting in viewers thinking that there had been a real nuclear explosion in their area. A prank group and art collective called Zatoven messed with a camera meant to record a show called Panorama, sneaking on site and replacing the video with their own. So yeah, basically instead of a relaxing show promoting beautiful locations in Prague and across the country, viewers saw a huge CGI mushroom cloud in the local landscape, and a broadcast that ended in white noise. Now, the hack caused a serious amount of panic, and those involved in Panorama were furious that their video might have ruined tourism in that area. However, even though Zatoven were threatened with court after leaving the link to their website in the video, they eventually got away with it. Even worse, they carried on performing pranks in the area, such as stealing the president's flag flying over Prague Castle and replacing it with a pair of red boxers. Like seriously, these guys mean business. I wouldn't want to mess with them.
Ranní vysílání programu ČT2 Panorama narušila skupina hackerů, když odvysílala záběry fiktivního jaderného výbuchu v Krkonoších. Podle mluvčího České televize Martina Krafla byly záběry velmi nevhodné a mohly vyděsit velké množství lidí. Česká televize podniká kroky, aby se nic takového neopakovalo. Situaci už řeší právníci.
Number 2. Most people trying to interrupt a broadcast have some huge motivation, whether that was trying to frighten their audience with art or make them think about nuclear war and violence in a brand new way. However, one guy used the hack to try and fix a much smaller problem, even if it didn't work out for him in the end. Quote-unquote Mr. Midnight hacked an HBO signal in 1986 just after 12 a.m., interrupting an airing of the film The Falcon and the Snowman on the East Coast with a simple message. A screen with text replaced the movie for 4 or 5 minutes, simply saying, "Good evening HBO from Captain Midnight, $12.95 per month? No way, Showtime/Movie Channel beware." Thankfully, the hacker was found and convicted before he could target either of the channels he mentioned, and it turned out his reason for the hack made perfect sense. He was actually a satellite TV salesman who had to pick up another job as a control operator at a transport satellite. Basically, his business was failing because of HBO's increased fees, and as more and more people stopped buying from him, he got frustrated. What's crazy is he even bragged about the hack once he had done it, which is exactly why he got caught. Either way, this clip was super funny, and that's why it takes our number 2 spot.
It may have been a sophisticated prank, but as ABC's Bill Blakemore reports, nobody is laughing.
32 minutes past midnight Sunday morning, HBO viewers east of the Mississippi suddenly had their movie, The Falcon and the Snowman, interrupted with this silent message printed over color bars. "Good evening, HBO, from Captain Midnight. $12.95 a month? No way. Showtime Movie Channel, beware." An objection to the price HBO is charging dish owners for access to its recently scrambled programs. The signal got weaker, then, after 4 minutes, the movie resumed. Spokesmen at the HBO Broadcast Center in Long Island are not saying how they got control of their signal back from the intruder, who may never be caught. Someone with access to a large satellite transmission dish, probably in or near the contiguous United States, but untraceable in so large an area, had simply aimed at the appropriate satellite and, using HBO's published frequency, transmitted with more power than HBO, which...
Number 1. Okay, so most pranksters seem to think that bigger is always better, and that goes for those trying to hack broadcasts as well. Sometimes though, going too big could be a bad idea, as that's exactly what got these guys caught. To kind of sum it up, a hacker was caught and arrested in 2013 after managing to interrupt 4 broadcasts on 4 different television stations. He was trying to convince people across America that there had been a real zombie outbreak and that bodies were literally rising up out of their graves. Now the hacks happened in New Mexico, Michigan, and Montana all on the same night, with emergency alert systems being triggered to broadcast a message about the outbreak. Viewers were warned to stay safe and wait for more information about the invasion, which obviously never came. Fortunately, it was the 4th hack that turned out to be a mistake, as the information the television station had eventually got the guy caught. However, I kinda have to admit that out of all the pranks on this list, this one is probably the funniest, even if it made a few people think The Walking Dead had finally come true. With that said, let me know in the comments below if you have a zombie survival plan, and if so, what is it? I've always been super fascinated by that, so I'd love to hear your thoughts about it in the comments.
Civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living. Follow the messages on screen that will be updated as information becomes available. Do not attempt to approach or apprehend these bodies as they are considered extremely dangerous.
And there's our video on the top 5 craziest broadcast interruptions on live TV. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe so you see whenever we upload a video. Also, if you have your own top 5 or top 10 idea, feel free to use our extremely handy form in the description to submit it. With that said, thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.